Welcome back once again to Jack's Tech Corner. I'm your host Jack, and this is yet another Photoshop Elements video tutorial. First, let me say thank you for everybody that's purchased a copy of my DVD, and if you have not yet picked up a copy of the DVD, stop over at jackstechcorner.com and you can click on Buy It Now and pay through PayPal and pick that DVD up. It's very quick. It's only $15. There's 46 great high-resolution videos on there of Photoshop Elements. Please stop and check out our sponsor, greenscreenwizard.com. Ken invented the green screen wizard. It's great if you're doing green screen photography, and he also has all your other green screen needs there, such as a backdrop. It's really inexpensive, so it's really a nice place to go to pick up what you might need. I can successfully tell you I am currently working on getting more and more of these Elements tutorials down for you, and it's your questions that actually lead me to create more and more video tutorials. So let's go ahead and get started with this week's lesson. This week, or today, or this current lesson that I'm working on, I always do these once a week. Sometimes I stack these things up. But anyway, let's start by talking about the organizers, what we're going to look at today. I received this email from Bill here. Now, Bill is having problems with Photoshop Elements 6 with the organizer. He can create new albums. He can pull photos from the display to the albums if they are displayed. He creates new folders in his album, and then sometimes the pictures, when he works on these pictures, are not displayed back into the albums. And that does happen, and I can maybe clarify that a little bit, but what I'm more concerned with is right down here, this bottom part. In displaying all photos, what happens sometimes is if you move your pictures, if you're in the My Pictures folder, and I'm going to show you that, and you move pictures or delete them out of a folder, Photoshop Elements, either 6 or 7 or 5, whichever you may be working with, will no longer display those photos. They come up with a question mark. Now, the easy explanation for that is, if you understand this, let's go real slow with this one, is because Photoshop Elements works off of a back-end database. Now, a database, think of a database as a vault in a bank. Let me try to explain this. So the vault in the bank holds all of your money. Alright? And let's say the bank keeps a tally of that money, keeps the calculations of that money. That would be our database. They're keeping a database of how much money is in that vault. Now, if you go into that vault and you take out $300,000 or 10, it doesn't really matter. You take that money out of that vault, just like we're removing pictures out of a folder. But we forget to tell the bank teller that we did so they can reorganize their database and mark in there that we took that $300,000 out of the bank. When they go to do an audit of that money, they're going to come out with question marks. Where did the $300,000 go? The same thing with Elements. Elements is looking at its database saying, hey, I have a marker in here. It says this picture is supposed to be under My Pictures / somewhere. I can no longer find that picture. Where did that picture actually go? So it puts a question mark up showing where the picture was, because there's still a place in the database pointing to the picture, just like the teller's pointing to that money saying that $300,000 should be in that vault, but somebody removed it. Just like you removed the pictures, not you in particular, Bill. This happens to a lot of people. It's happened to me before. So, I mean, hey, anybody can make this mistake. We're all human. So, but that's how it works, and that's why Photoshop Elements comes out with that question mark. So let's try to reproduce what you're seeing and giving you that error. Bill, thank you very much for the question. It was well written. I really understand it, and thanks down here at the bottom for giving me the instructive on my videos. I'm glad they're working for you, and I'm glad they're very, very useful. Let's minimize this browser out of the way and get started. Here we have a properties window, and Bill mentioned this. If you right click on any of your pictures and go down to show properties, what we come up with is the name of the picture, and more importantly down here we come up with where that picture is located, right down here in the bottom. Alright. Now, this is the database back end. That's what's showing us this. Photoshop Elements is not just looking at your My Pictures folder saying, hey, that's where it's at. That's written somewhere, so it's written in the database. Let's close that. These are the pictures we're going to try to work with, or the best I can, because I don't really know where these are. I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, I'm going to try to recreate what you're talking about. So, I'm going to close this organizer, and we're going to hope it comes back up within the recording window so you can see what's going on. Let me make sure everything's closed here. We don't want, yeah, it is closed. We want to make sure that we don't have the organizer open, because we want the organizer to come up and say, yo, where'd the pictures go? So now, let's go into here. Here's the pictures we're talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Doesn't matter how many. We're going to take these pictures and I'm going to move them, just like you would. So we're going to take these pictures. I'm going to control-click these pictures. Right-click on here, and I'm going to click on Cut. I'm going to get rid of them. I'm just make a folder in here, just like you would probably reorganize your pictures, maybe. And I'll put these as old. Right-click, and I'm going to paste these in there. Now, what I did was, you can see 1 through 9 is no longer in here. So now, the organizer in Photoshop Elements should have a problem with this. Let's hope this works for me, because you know I record these things live, folks. Let's go down. We're going to open up my Photoshop Elements. Get the cute little splash screen. Let's click on Organize. Now, here's the first thing we got to talk about. Bill talked about, was it? Yes, Bill. I'm sorry. I'm not bad with names. Bill talked about when he edits pictures and he saves them onto his hard drive, they're not showing up back in Elements. That's because Elements has to reread that folder. We call that a watched folder. Normally Elements' watched folder is My Pictures, or in Bill's case it's Vista, so it's just called Pictures. We got rid of the My. Great going, good one for Microsoft and great for Windows, right? Because instead of My Documents and My Photos and My Pictures, and it's just Pictures. And it's no longer My Computer, it's Computer. Makes sense. That's what it is, right? It's the computer. It's not yours. I don't know. Anyhow, so what you need to do, Bill, or anybody else out there watching this video, is if you edit a bunch of pictures and you save them on your computer, the easiest way to get them back in the organizer is to close the organizer and relaunch it. You should see new files have been found in the watched folders. What this just found is the files that I moved. Now, if I hit yes, what's going to happen is, you can see these are the pictures that I moved. And there's one, and there is number 9. I'm not going to put them in there right now because I'm going to put them back when I'm done. But this is just for a video, for a tutorial type of instruction purposes. So we're going to let that go. Let's click on cancel. I'm not going to actually put these back in there. And you know, there's the phone. Phones always have to ring when you're doing recordings. Hopefully somebody picks that up really quick. And let's go and look now. Now we're going to go and we're going to go ahead and look at the baby pictures that we looked at before. And here we go. Okay. So, at this point, sorry for the disturbance of the phone ringing, we came back into the baby pictures, and we can see now that, sure enough, like Bill was saying, there's a question mark. And this is because it doesn't know where to find them. So, Elements does hold a very, very low, as you can see, this is a very low resolution. That's why it looks blurry. And let's see this one. See how it's very blurry? That's a very low resolution thumbnail. It does hold in its database just a small copy of the picture. But if you take this picture and do anything with it, like if we try to edit this right now, I don't even know if it'll allow us to do this. Bear with me. Nope, it won't. What it's trying to do, every time we try to click on one of these with the question mark, and we double click it, now you see here the big question mark. See, it lost all of its information about that picture. And if you click it, it's trying to scan the hard drive looking for that file name. That's what it's doing right now. Now, you can click on Browse, and you can go out there and find it for yourself if you know where you moved them. That's how you actually would reconnect those. Ordinarily, what I like to do with these, once it's disconnected, I don't browse out and try to find them. What I most likely do is I take these pictures. We're going to take these. I'm going to go down here because I had control click on these 7, 8, and 9. And what I normally do is just right click on it and I delete the selected items from the catalog. I don't click on delete from the hard disk, I just delete these from the catalog. And there you go. That is how you get rid of those question marks. Because they're disconnected from your database, you moved them. So let's just get rid of them altogether. Now, let's see if this successfully works if I put them back. I'm going to once again close the organizer. And this is my file folder. And I just had to move those actually. I moved them out to my desktop. Move this for a minute and find them here. I see them. Okay. I'm going to reopen this back up. And what I'm going to do now is go to view here. View as thumbnails. Here's the 9 pictures. I'm going to bring all these back in. So I'm going to copy these. Close this out. This is where they were. So let's just paste them back in here. Now I'm hoping when I put all this back together, I'm hoping Elements is smart enough to pull that back up for me. And I'm pretty sure it is. But we'll check this out. Alright. Go back in my organizer. And we'll get this organizer to open up here. Okay. New files have been found in the watch windows. That's the files I just put in. Click on yes. Here's all of our pictures back. Now, click on OK. It's going to put those back in. But the problem here is, okay, that's fine. The problem here is when you put them back in, they're not associated anymore with the actual album. So you have to reselect those pictures. Just drag your album and drop it back on here. Now, sometimes this happens. See where this little hourglass is? The thumbnail's not recreating itself fast enough. Or sometimes it'll just sit there forever with that on there. What you have to do is you would select that picture itself, go up here to edit, and go to update thumbnail. It has to be selected, the one you want to update. I tried this one day without it selected, it doesn't work. There you go. I updated the thumbnail and it came right back. So there it is. And as you see here, if I go back into that album, sure enough now, the pictures are there. And they're all back. If I can find them. View, edit. I'm just trying to see how we can actually resort those things. Oops. I don't want that. We actually want this one. Let's go down to the bottom and see if they're down there. And sure enough, they did. They came into the bottom. Here they are. 9, 6. Got all of our pictures back in, Bill. And that's what we wanted to do. So they're a little bit disorganized. But I can live with that part anyway. See here, show options. No, nothing there. Okay. I just wanted to refilter those. Maybe that would be another tutorial on how to filter those things out. So that's what happened to Bill. Actually, if you move these files around, that's going to happen. Here's another nice thing to think about. When you're saving your files, and I think I've showed this before, but I'm going to just touch base with it real quick here. We're 14 minutes into the video, so I'm going to give myself a few more minutes of this one without boring you too much. Let's go into our editor and go into full edit. It's going to load the workspace up, and I used to always say, boy, why does computers keep getting faster and faster and faster? I don't need a faster computer. You know, but then you do this kind of work and you find out, hey, you could use a faster computer. Okay, now, let's say we're in this picture, we do some work with it. I don't know, we duplicate the background layer. We add some adjustments. We brighten it a little bit. Drop the contrast. I'm just playing around, folks. Don't worry about this part. Now I want to save it. I'm going to show you something. Now when you do a save as. Alright? Do a save as. We're going to save it as a JPEG file. This is very important right here. If you want to show up immediately in your organizer, do a save in version set with the original. Watch what happens. Save it. I want this to be all the way up. I was working on some web photos earlier. You know, you don't need those as high. So there you go. We got it all the way up there. And now what we're going to do is we'll go back to the organizer. And this is what you get. You get the little drawer feature right here. There's the original. There's the edited. So this way it shows up right in the editor very quickly. You don't have to worry about closing the organizer and reopening it. There is another way to import your files. If you know where you saved them at, go to File, Get Photos, from Files and Folders. Okay? And you can also go in here, and you can select it, and you click on Get Photos. So if you have a bunch of edited ones, that will pull them in the organizer, then create your albums and get your work done that way. So Bill, thank you also very much for the question. It made a great video tutorial on organizer, because the organizer does get a little bit displaced at times, and you know, sometimes you have to get in there and actually fix it up. There is nothing else that I wanted to show you on here. I just wanted to make sure before I leave you tonight. Nope, nothing else there. Edit. Nothing else there. The main thing in under edit, remember, update thumbnails if you have any questions or problems with that stuff. So until next time, you know, and if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to the videos. I have a survey going on my website right now, jackstechcorner.com. I literally had somebody email me the other day and said, Jack, you know what, that took 9 seconds out of my life. 9 seconds. There's 5 questions. It's going to help me greatly improve the videos. I'm trying to create new content for you, and I want your feedback. You're the viewer. Think of this as the Nielsen's ratings of YouTube. It's a way for me to get your feedback and to know what you want me to produce. The more I know about you, the more that I can help you along with your photos. And I'm looking at doing some video editing, so that question's in there. But please stop over and take that take that survey. Like I said, 9 seconds out of your life. I think you can pop that pretty quick. It's just a way of helping to support me. Another way to help support the show, if you have a minute, jump over to jackstechcorner.com. There's also a donation button. If you don't want the DVD, you say, Jack, you know, the videos on YouTube are great. I don't need high resolution. I've learned a lot off of those. You could drop a donation in the donation bucket. That helps the show also. It helps to keep the website going. Helps to keep the videos moving along with software and whatever else you got to get for the videos. And the other thing is, buy the DVD. So until next time, that's it. That's going to wrap it up for us here at Jack's Tech Corner. And it's going to wrap up another video of Photoshop Elements. This is version 7. This tutorial works in 6 and 5. I'm not sure further back. I've been using Elements since version 1, but I can't remember it all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And until next time, remember always, keep those camera shutters clicking. Keep those editors editing. And you too will become very proficient at Photoshop editing with Elements. See you. Take care. Bye for now.